And so now that button's pushed there. So YouTube here, go live. Cool, we're streaming. So now I just do this here. Copy video URL. We're up. We're streaming. The only thing is I don't have your invite to. I don't have your invite.
Instantly to send them over to you guys? So who you need?
I just need my this computer.
What is that one? What do you want?
VIA Harlingen.
Okay.
Actually, so if I go here. I want to keep that one. Oh, I'm forcing myself. Cool, we're up and running. Stream started 2 minutes ago, it's unlisted. So now all I gotta do is go here. Um, what does it say? American. This one should say. Meeting starts at 8. This one I want. Restore this version. Okay, that didn't work. Oop. Page launch open Zoom meeting. I think it's waiting for you to let me in. Previous? It should be. One's off at Austin. No. Okay, we're in, and give me 1 second. I can breathe this thing. Monthly board meeting. This is the one I want. Restore this version. builder, join meeting, and all I'm going to do is sorry, I'm trying to think of 3 different things right now. I'm trying to do image, video, link, slide image, slide video. Let me just do this. And I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to edit this, and say execute UIA. Live stream, and I'm going to click this, and I'm going to do background, and I think I've got the image already uploaded. It should be right there. Should I just use this one? Or should I use... That looks cool. I'm just gonna use that board meeting. Admin label. Okay, so that's saved. Live stream. Oh, I didn't connect the live stream. Edit this, and the link is going to be that was 3 days ago. Oop. So now I just duplicate. This is a duplicate button here, so I'm just going to duplicate it so that way it plays every other rotation. Update. Okay, can you guys go to your phones and go to flythevalley.com and click on the live stream button? Yep. You got it? The live stream? Sweet. Hey Marv, I'm gonna switch over the live stream to your. Matt, when I tell you to switch the feed. So what? See where it says live feed? What do you
Morning, guys. There's biscuits if y'all want any.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Switch over to the live feed when I tell you to switch to the live feed. Just let me know. I'm gonna.
Where'd you get the live stream?
Let me see it. Right there. Click on it.
Right there.
What do you say?
I said click on that.
He wanted you to switch the feed. So we're live now.
Switch the feed, man.
Does that work? So when you switch it, you gotta put yeah, that one up. Yeah, I did it. Oh, cool.
Okay, thank you.
Are they delayed again or what?
I think it's just because we're.
Thanks, Lisa. Oh, and the refrigerator so they can get cold. That was never to ice. Just one water.
Do this one or is it? Well, I guess.
Oh, Chuck and Albert are gonna come for one Coke and one Dr. Pepper and one Coke.
Yeah.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do you need me to
That
get
good, John?
No, you guys are fine. Hey, Selena. Okay. Go ahead, Marv.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn this down.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn this down.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn this down.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So I'm gonna turn this down.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So I'm gonna turn this down. I think that's.
I'm not connected with audio on the second computer, and I'm going mute, and it still keeps on going. So it's gotta be coming from your computer.
No, nothing is playing though.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing it. Though.
This one is completely off. This one's off. This one is all the way down. There's no audio. That one's not connected, and it's just this.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Alex, can you go sit in Mars' office and talk? Or Matt? Wait,
That's on mute right now.
it's picking up my. Oh. This mic. Matt, go talk over there.
It's on mute.
See how clear that sounds?
Yeah. Yeah, I think because you could hear from this audio.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I think you could hear from this.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Can you do that one more time, Marv?
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Can you do that one more time, Marv? It's looping. It's my audio is completely I turned off the audio here, but and the mic here, so that I just created a endless loop. But how is it? How is this picking up here though? Because I have both everything. I've got this. Picking up here though, because I have both everything.
Well, there's obviously a mic on somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
No, it's mute. It's on mute and audio setting.
You want me to take the Apple away?
No, that's that one's nothing. That audio setting. No, that's that one's nothing.
Where's the mic at?
The mic is on, it's just sitting there.
This one? Test. Test. Sorry, Matt. Can you hear?
Yeah, I heard you were saying like,
Yeah, Mark talk is more booming voice. Go ahead.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Test. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test. Hey, Dom, it's the wrong mic. I'm not seeing this mic again. Look at the mic, it's showing that realistic thing. It's the one, it's not picking up. So plug it and plug it back in and see if it picks it
Yeah,
up.
do you want to unplug it and plug it back in?
I've
I've got your voice sounding good though, but I know with that mic it's going to be very good. So you go into your mic settings.
And the problem is once I'm up, it seems like it will not give me it ever. Remember, we doing the same
So,
things.
do escape. There you go.
Well, I know how to get there. I'm just saying that sometimes once this is up, it won't show it. See, it's not going to show it.
Let me get the other one out of the box.
It's not. I don't think it's that, Dom. It's just that once I'm already on audio and everything else and into this thing, it will never pick it up. You know, I think that was the issue before.
Well,
Because
remember we switched mics with a different one?
yeah, I know, and surely that's not the issue now.
Well, do you mind if I just try?
Yeah,
the
whatever you
box?
want to do. We don't have much time though. We can go with what we have. If that's the
Your audio
case.
sounds good though. So.
Well, let's just leave it then. We can leave it.
See if this will work.
It has to do with the fact that we're in the program, and once we're in it, it won't let us.
My experience sometimes the stupidest solution.
Yeah, that's just odd though. It's like once it's already figured out what mic it's using, you can't switch from the program. Maybe we could switch from the other, the settings of the computer. I don't know.
Give me 2 seconds. What time is it?
We got like 15 minutes.
Oh, we're good.
The board members will start.
My money is Rolando will be first. Hey, Alex, do you hear this? Does it sound better than the other one? Test 1 2 1 2 test. 1 2 1 2. Mark. Where's Mark?
It has to be the fact that it was already in there, and from before the program started or something. I don't know.
No clue. But your new mic is you can see that it's selected there. It's that microphone.
Oh yeah.
So let me. So here's the key things. Executive session. You're gonna tell me, and I'm gonna mute everything. Switch over to executive session. Are you gonna have to leave the board meeting, and it's just gonna be them? Because remember they said.
I don't know.
So did you create another extra Zoom meeting, executive session?
No, I don't think we're going to leave. I mean, I don't think I'm going to leave.
Okay.
Because it's just the results, I think. But they may ask everyone else to. I don't know.
Okay.
But we'll be off live anyhow.
Well, do you have a backup Zoom meeting where it's just? Remember Dan said create 2 Zoom meetings in case they need to go to executive session where it's just them.
Oh, no, we didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
So,
Not a problem.
that's my fault. I didn't even remember that.
Alright, well, the cool thing is you don't have to send me in the office, I can just do everything
Yeah.
out there. Okay,
This is good.
can I just hear you talk real quick?
Test. Anyone hear me? Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anything, Dom? Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4. Okay. Test. Can you hear me? Valley International Airport meeting December 11th, 2020.
You can feel that in your.
We're good, right? Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Test out. We good? We got some people coming.
Mr. Lawton,
Here.
Mr. Ferris,
Here.
Ms. Moore. Here. Ricky Leal, Mr. Leal. And then we don't have Miss Julie Zel Perez and Mr. Frankie. No, okay. Then we have
Okay.
Mr. Gene McCullough and Mayor Boswell. Commissioners Carlos Sanchez and Michael Mesmer.
And Commissioner La Rosa.
Commissioner De La Rosa.
Dan Sedna's here also.
Okay, well, good morning to everybody. Tito, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you. You're muted.
No, I'm good, Rolando.
Okay, all right. Well, with roll and a quorum, I'd like to bring the Valley International Airport's regular meeting for December 11th, 2020 to order. It is 8:04 a.m. And with that, I'd like everybody to join me in a Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you to everybody for joining us. I'd like to introduce the guests, both our elected officials that are joining us, city staff, and anybody from the public who is joining us this morning. Marv, could you, I'm having a hard time seeing who all is here, but of course, Mayor, good morning. And I can't see all the city commissioners. Would you introduce yourselves, please?
Mesmer.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Commissioner La Rosa.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Rolando, in addition, we do have a guest. Katie Cornegay is actually on as well.
Katie, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, with that, thank you to all city staff that are joining us. And are there any citizen communications signed up for the moment?
No, sir.
Okay, moving on to agenda item number 5, reports. Marv, if you'll walk us through who's available to give reports today, please.
I don't believe we have TSA here this morning. I haven't seen Ed. Ed, are you on? I can tell you that with Ed and the TSA, we've had several meetings over this past month, last couple of months. The new machine is up and operating, and everyone's coming up to speed up there at the checkpoint. The checkpoint configuration has definitely improved. The social distancing in the area with the queue and the new exit, and everything seems to be going according to plan. Again, the throughput will continue to increase and get faster as they become more familiar with the new machine. So with that said, I'm not sure what else Ed would have, but we've been, again, working together to ensure the safety of our passengers.
Any questions on TSA? Marv, thank you. If we can move to the fixed-based operator report.
Okay, we do not have Gulf, I don't think, on the line, but we do have Katie. Katie, could you give us an update?
Yes, we're currently at 22 full-time employees and doing pretty well. Our avionics department just received the Garmin Silver Award, which puts us at the top 15% of Garmin dealers worldwide. And then our military traffic is also continuing to do well. We had our best month yet by 3,000 gallons. I think it was like 26,000 gallons of military traffic. And of course, again, we'd like to thank the airport and Marv for the rent abatement. That's really helped us. So, we're always looking for ways to expand and improve. That being said, we would like to schedule a meeting between two of our ownership principals with the chairman Rubiano and Marv to discuss an airport development project at their earliest convenience.
That sounds great, Katie.
So any questions?
Hey, Katie, I have a question. This is Ricky. This week there was a very unique looking helicopter flying over the city. I think I'm not sure what it was. I'm assuming it may have been a power pole helicopter, but were they working with you guys out there?
They were a crane helicopter, and they're not with us. They're with Gulf Aviation, but I think they might be helping with some kind of a construction or something. That's what it looks like.
Okay, it was a crane helicopter?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. It was
You're welcome.
Very unique sight in the sky.
Yeah.
Marv, if I may suggest, just visit with Sun Valley about what their agenda is for meeting, and then let me know what opportunities your schedule has so that we can, see if we can't accommodate their request.
No doubt. Will do.
Anything else on fixed base operators? Any questions or discussion? Marv, if we can continue with the marketing report.
Okay, proceeding into the market report, last time we talked about our commercials, and they've gone off without a hitch. Our phase one of the commercials with the mayor and I, kind of a public announcement to make sure that people know that everything that we're doing to keep them safe as possible, as well as our employees safe as possible. They've been airing throughout the Rio Grande Valley. In October, there was 80 spots on Channel 5, 44 on Channel 4, 46 on 23. Spectrum is to be announced yet, and we have AM 710 as well. There was 90 spots on there, so that was our phase one of our public announcements, kind of to bring people up to knowing what's going on out here, what we're doing to keep them safe. And I want to thank the mayor personally for his excellent Spanish version as well that's been played. It was fun working with him and getting this done. So I appreciate it, Mayor. Thank you.
Who is that?
Phase two.
Who is that masked man?
I want to commend you
nice
on those commercials. I've seen them. They're great. I haven't seen anything like that before. So you're doing a good job. Keep it up.
Yeah, and I'm going to say
I
listen to KURV, and the commercials sound great. And Mark, I've heard you be interviewed here recently, once or twice over the last 2 months live. So I appreciate all that.
Well, thank you. We definitely think that if we're not telling our story, no one's going to know it. So we need to be out there, and that those interviews are free. So we got to make sure we're making everyone and saying yes to every one of those. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Our phase two of our campaign is actually a collaboration with all the airlines. It's our We're Ready campaign, and we've got a lot of spots that are going to be airing, and actually started airing this last week. It was really neat to send these spots to the airlines and hear their responses that we received from them. And I promised not to mention any names, but a couple of them said they got a tear in their eye when they saw it, because they were just so excited that we were working together. And the employees here, our employees and the airline employees, as well as the city employees that actually participated in putting these spots together, can't thank everyone enough. They did an awesome job. And Liao Productions just did a stand-up job with 4K video. So really, they're actually getting better. So you're going to see them coming out. They're on our social media as well. I think we've had up to, I think one of them was up to 16,000 views. So others, there 13, 10,000 views. So it's getting out there, and I've always been kind of hesitant with commercials. But I'm pleasantly surprised at all of the positive feedback we received, and also the feedback we received from the airlines as well. So we'll start in probably January, February on our phase 3 of that campaign. So really excited about what we're doing. It's really going well. Any questions on the marketing?
I just think y'all have done a fabulous job with these commercials. They are wonderful. They're fun to watch. And I got to say, I have had to fly a couple times in the last month, and you are ready. It's great. I had a flawless experience both times. The airport was spotless. I cannot commend you all enough for the great job you're doing.
Thank you, Vicki. I will make sure I pass that on to our team as well. Any other questions on the marketing?
Thank you, Marv. Let's
okay,
progress report.
Okay, our progress report was interesting, to say the least, as we continued to climb out of this huge hole that COVID dug this year for us. It was interesting to look at the market share, as you can see there in 2020 compared to 2019. With the reduction in capacity and frequency with Southwest Airlines allowed United and American to step up to the plate. They gained a lot of market share in these last couple of months, as you can see there, 30% for United and 24% for American Airlines. So they're doing really well. Southwest Airlines was down, and that's really a lot to do with the reduction in middle seats that have actually come back now. We're starting to see flights filling up to 130 passengers with Southwest. So we suspect that once we get to a decent load factor with the middle seats there, that we'll start to see frequencies coming back in the market. I know that Jose can tell you that we'll see some new flights in March. Jose, are you there? Jose, you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Southwest Airlines uploaded yesterday their new nonstop daily except Saturday flight between Harlingen and Dallas Love Field, and that is going to operate for the month for 4 weeks between March 11 and April 11. Then they take it away. But that flight, the times are excellent times. It leaves Harlingen around noon, and it comes back from Dallas around 2:30. So that's perfect timing to receive a lot of connecting passengers through the Dallas Love Field hub. So that's good. It even connects to Detroit.
I can imagine. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, just while we've got Jose on the line, I had heard somewhere that Southwest was going to start flying into one of the bigger airports as well. Whether it was, I don't remember now if it was Bush or DFW.
Houston Bush, and
go
also
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, please go ahead, Jose.
The Houston Bush flights were announced also yesterday. They were unveiled yesterday. And the only intra-Texas city that they're flying from Houston is Dallas Love Field with 6 flights a day. They're servicing Chicago and Denver and other major cities from there, Nashville and so on.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I could imagine, and I suspect that we're going to see airlines stick their toes into different routes and different markets over the next few months throughout the United States, hopefully here in the Rio Grande Valley as well. And just to start feeling out that leisure market, they're really, leisure is they believe will come back first and strong. So they're really positioning to take advantage of that. That's our take at this point. Moving on, United was actually only 10% down over last year. That's incredible. To see the United States probably in their 44-45% like we are down, and to see United doing so well at only 10% down. But the real story here is American Airlines. Let me see back here. American Airlines has actually increased this year over last year the number of seats in the market with a larger aircraft, and they're up and running. Their load factors are very well, 82%, and they were up 32.9%, almost 33%. In October, so doing really well. We were on the phone with them yesterday, commending them, and emails and congratulating them on taking advantage and positioning their aircraft with the right size aircraft. So that's super exciting to see. Frontier Airlines, of course, had a lot more seats in the market last year as opposed to this year. So you're going to see them down 76%. And we'll look at the load factors on them here in a moment. Sun Country had more seats this year in October, so they were actually up 58%, but it's just the amount of frequencies they had. But overall, for the month of October, we were down 44.2%. So that's where we're starting the new year, our fiscal year at this point. Moving right along, you can see here where we were last year as opposed to this year. Again, 44% down over last year, but we continue to climb out, and that's exciting. Here on the left, you'll see the seats in the market, and we added that extra gray line last time, based on limited seats. That'll go away in next board meeting is December. Southwest Airlines started selling that middle seat, so we'll see an increase in the availability of capacity in the market in December, just because they removed that restriction on selling the middle seat. But they were still down nearly 70% in the number of seats over last year, and that's reflecting in the employments. United Airlines, their seating capacity was down 34%, but again, as we discussed, they're doing very well at 10% down. Sun Country had a slight increase in seats, probably nearly doubling their seats this year in October, just based on the time that they started. American Airlines, again, 82% load factor there. You can see they increased seats in the market, and they're up nearly 30% in the number of seats in the market. Frontier Airlines, again, don't have the number of seats in market, don't have the number of flights they had last year. So you can see there that they are also down there, but they have a 68% load factor on the planes that they do have. It's a Saturday flight only, and it's doing fairly well. So that's encouraging as well. Good conversations with them as well. They're hanging in there with us, and I think it has a lot to do with our rental accommodation program. Well, there's the Rio Grande Valley. As you can see, we're climbing out and meeting up with McAllen in October, and starting our winter season. So we suspect that will continue to climb fairly significant over the next few months. So that's exciting. The Chief Brownsville kind of plateaued in August and September. We don't have their October numbers yet. So again, with the entire Rio Grande Valley, both the counties, Cameron County is out in Plain Hidalgo County combined. We're neck and neck with McAllen, and Brownsville's seems like they're kind of status quo flat at this point. Our cargo, you'll see a significant reduction in ABX as DHL has decided that there's enough capacity now to fly, with all the new cargo, and it's increasing nationwide and worldwide. They're actually flying nonstop out of Monterey to Cincinnati. So they added that flight nonstop out of there, so it's not bringing that Monterey traffic here. So you'll see a reduction in the amount of cargo tons that they're coming through Valley International Airport. They're still doing very well, with the planes coming in here. It's just that we don't see that Monterey flight at this point. That might change in the future, but with their increase in cargo worldwide and the need for cargo, they put that flight nonstop from Monterey to Cincinnati. But overall, we were down 40% because of that, and we'll continue to try to work on that with other carriers and with our current carriers. The fuel uplift here, again, down 27%, nearly 30% in October. As Katie was talking earlier, the military has really stepped up to the plate and added some gallons. As you can see there in the center, they were up 176% over last year. Commercial is still down, as you know, the less frequencies that we have in less commercial aircraft flying in. Of course, you can imagine the fuel is down as well. General aviation also down at this point, but I really think we're doing pretty well considering where we stand in this recovery process. Any questions on the progress report? You're welcome.
Before we move forward to the consent agenda item, I just want to let everybody know that Richard Frankie's joined us. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning. Sorry, I was running a little bit late, but I'm here.
No worries. Welcome. If there's no other questions,
Rolando, if I could,
yeah, please, Mark.
I'm sorry, Rolando. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Okay. I just want to let you know that our new station manager for Southwest Airlines is joining us, Trey Shaw. So I just want to let you know he just popped in on us. So welcome, Trey.
Hey, good morning, Marv. Thanks for having me. Sorry about the delay there.
Yeah. Marv,
just glad to have you.
Yeah, if Trey doesn't mind it, we'd be thrilled to have him introduce himself to the group.
Hey, not a problem at all. I'm not going to show you my face this morning. I'm off on Fridays, so I'm at the home with the dogs and the wife. But my name is Trey Shaw. I've been with Southwest just shy of 10 years. I've started off at headquarters in customer relations there, spent some time in Nashville, St. Louis, and I've been in Houston for the last 5 years, and I'm pulling some double duty between Houston and Harlingen. And with everything going on with the economy and the airport system itself, was asked to take on some double duty, spend some time in Harlingen and support that team down there as well. So officially took over October 1st. I've been coming down every couple of weeks or so. I was actually in town this week, Wednesday and Thursday, seeing the team and just seeing the construction that started this week. Everything looks very good, very clean, very operational, and I really appreciated the warm welcome I got there in Harlingen from Marvin, Brian, and their team, and I've really enjoyed my time so far. I'm looking forward to next year and what we've got in store. Marv's been awesome about supporting Southwest and helping us drive that importance of us being in Harlingen and why we've been there so long, and the support we've gotten from the city for 40 years. So we really appreciate it. And I actually just got to see our commercial Wednesday night while I was in town. It looked great. So I appreciate y'all involving us and letting us be a part of that initiative to get people back in the air.
Well, Trey, thank you. Welcome down here, and appreciate your double teaming on multiple levels for Southwest. But anything the airport board can do, appreciate it. And I think you've got my daughter coming home from St. Louis on a Southwest airline flight. So thank you for that. Anybody else?
Rolando, we also have Richard. He did join us a little while ago. Just want to let you know.
Good morning, Richard, again.
Good morning.
Okay, thank you, Marv. All right, well then let's move into the consent agenda, please, Marv.
Okay, we have the consent agenda for review and approval. If Rolando, if you wanted to bring everybody up to vote.
Yep. Okay, so we've got items 6A and B. 6A, consider and take action to approve the regular airport board meeting minutes for October 30th, 2020. And consent agenda item B, consider and take action to approve the monthly financial report for the period ending October 31st, 2020. So to board members, is there anyone have a need or desire to take out any of these items from the consent agenda?
Rolando, I have a minor correction to the minutes. I think it's just a typo, but in section 7, where it's discussing the company that's providing the security cameras for FIS, in one place they're referred to as Electronic Design Systems, and in another place they're referred to as Electron Design Systems, and I'm not sure which one it is, but they all need to have the same name.
Thank you, Vicki. Marv, if we could manage that. Any other items? Okay, hearing no further discussion, do we have a motion to accept the consent agenda items A and B with the correction that Ms. Moore noted?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second to accept agenda items 6A and 6B with the correction noted. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed by like sign? Thank you, everyone. Okay, Marv, if we can move into the director's report, item 7.
Okay, let me pass it on to Brian. I think he's on the line. He can go over our projects that we currently got going on. Things are going very well.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, everybody. The Apron and Taxway Hotel project in the next about 2 weeks will be completely wrapped up and completed, other than finishing up some minor paperwork and closeout documents. And then they'll foremost will move into the Runway 13 project, so that'll be the new one that you'll see on the next board meeting. So if there's not any questions on this, we can move on to the next.
Any 1 second, right? Any questions? All right, thank you.
It's been 2 years in the making, finally finishing. So the sidewalk and FIS projects, it took a little bit, which is normal, about 30 to 60 days for the contractors to get their pay and performance bonds. Those have been completed. We have those, and both contracts were signed late last week, and we had pre-construction meeting on both projects this last Wednesday, and both projects are going to start this coming week, and both are expected to take 90 days. The sidewalk, we're not concerned about time rather than quality of work, because once that's down, it's forever. So that one, you know, they're saying 90 days. I'm suspecting it'll probably be more closer to 120.
Brian, remind us who the 2 contractors are.
Revco is for the FIS facility, and Holchmont is for the sidewalk.
Brian, are they gonna demolish the sidewalks and re-pour them, or are they patching them, or what are they gonna do?
As you can see in the photos, the red tiles that are always breaking up, they're going to saw cut and remove those portions, and then re-pour those with a colored concrete, and then re-stamp them as they pour them. But not the entire sidewalk, no.
Thank you.
Brian, this is a different section than what's currently being done or redone. Is that right?
No, it's the entire sidewalk in front of the entire concourse, including the FIS of the red portions.
Yeah, Nick, the answer to your question, yes, I took a picture of these just to show you the areas, where it's breaking up and the issue that we have with trip hazards and the need to fix those areas. But yes, this is a different area. That area that was done by the prior contractor will be tore up and redone.
Thank you.
Brian, are they gonna seal the other concrete to make it look nice and uniform when you have new red borders around it, or is it just going to stay as is, kind of splotchy?
It'll actually be cleaned, and we're looking at, Brian and I were talking about that just the other day, and we're looking into whether a sealer would be appropriate to keep it that color. Of course, every year, just like at your house, the driveway and everything gets dirty, so we usually I have to go in and power wash it and have done that. But it'll be cleaned, power washed, and then we'll make that determination whether a sealer is appropriate. I just want to make sure that a sealer doesn't start chipping up or coming loose, or or making a worse mess than we would have normally. But we're investigating that right now.
Okay, thank you.
Moving right along, I just want to let everyone know, now open the Pelican Bar and Grill. It is fabulous, and I invite each and every one of you to come out. We can have lunch downstairs and social distance. But I was down there for the first time yesterday and had the Texas patty melt, and it was awesome. So very great addition to the North Concourse. It's been fairly busy considering the traffic reductions. Right across the gate from American, we have our new sign in. It looks very professional, and we're really happy to have. That's our 9th venue here when you look at food and beverage and news and gifts. So turned out great. Of course, there were hiccups along the way, as usual with any of these projects, but it's up and running and being very well received.
Marv, just to kind of bring a different context to this and these efforts, I ran into an individual that she actually works for Tailwinds, and she was pulling double duty. She was working at another local establishment here, and wonderful smile on her face, and said that work was going well. Getting Tailwinds, partnering with them is in fact truly bringing opportunities for employment to local people. She said that the traffic at the airport was low that day, but that she had a great day because the customers were in her words, there were good customers, they were talkative, they were spending time, and that the airport looked great. So I just thought it was really a wonderful opportunity to meet somebody who works at the airport, and the airport is continuing to be a venue for helping us get out of this mess in terms of economic progress to our local folks. So I'm glad this is up and running.
Yeah, it's Tailwind has been such a great fit for us. The size of the company, their efforts to grow throughout the United States. I had the chance of actually bringing Tailwinds on in my past life in Midland, and we elected to go with a larger contractor. And hindsight 2020, it was definitely the wrong move. Tailwind has been such a great partner. I can't speak highly enough about the owner and his team, and in working with them and partnering with them has brought us these great venues. So super happy with them. Okay, I want to bring everyone up to speed on the test cell, and we made quite a bit of progress, and we are just waiting on FAA at the moment. But all the equipment has been installed. TIA had put together the correlation plan that was submitted to the FAA over the Thanksgiving holidays, or prior to the Thanksgiving holidays, and of course the holidays slowed FAA down as they don't meet. They're working still at home, and they have engineers looking at everything else. But that didn't stop everything. The progress, the engine test facility has been prepared for initial test. We got that done, ready to go. The initial engine test completed over the last couple of days. The numbers were prepared for the FAA to go along with the correlation plan. TAA has completed all tasks. Final certification is in the hands of the FAA at this point. No problems are anticipated, as all the equipment are the exact same equipment that is used in most military facilities that they have this. So we're expecting the FAA to come back with and bless it any day at this point. You can see where we were before there. That's the old facility that I think a lot of people in the past said that we just need to tear this thing down and get rid of it. Well, there it is on the right now with an engine in it. It looks great, and we'll continue to make improvements to it over time as we start generating revenue. This was the before picture I took when I first got here of the old antiquated equipment in the control room. As you can see there on the right is after. That's what all of the Viper Analyzer box, all of the computer, the controls actually are the only thing that came out of the old facility, and those were refurbished by TIA. They're very expensive piece of equipment, but they refurbished them. They're hydraulics actuators that are very sensitive. So those were the only thing that was refurbished out of the old facility, worth quite a bit of money. So it worked out really well. I do have.
Before you
sure.
leave that picture, will you go back to that last slide?
Yes.
If you look at the before picture, it certainly looks like the last radial engine that was tested in there failed. If you look at that.
I saw that.
Well, there was actually quite a bit of vandalism in there, over the years. That was actually there, but yeah, it does look like that. It was a safety glass, but it looks like it was shot more than failed, but from an engine test. But there was actually we have 3 other test cells, and you could tell that there was a fire in one of them at one point, back in the day, and they haven't used that for a long time. But this building is 12 inches thick concrete. I mean, there's not much damage you can do to the building from even a fire or an engine coming apart or something like that. So this. Go ahead, Tito.
Quick question. I'm sorry. Understanding that it was kind of neglected in the past and a wonderful job that it is today, what's the security of it out there? Is there any chance of vandalism now? People that don't belong there? I know it's on the property, but nonetheless, it happened before. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, let me say that the vandalism that happened then was back a long time ago when the fencing wasn't the same as it is now. The security at the airport and the patrols wasn't up to standards. This was prior to 9/11. So your security out there is fairly good. But Brian and I are right now looking at 2 security cameras so that we can monitor the facility when everybody is in it and utilizing the facility as well. And our officers, we're just looking at ways to secure the facility, including on the end of the test bays, to putting a security fence in there as well, so he can't actually come into the test cell as well. So that's all in due time. We wanted to get up and running, and I think we're pretty secure at this point. But we're going to improve that over the next year.
Thank you.
So I'm going to see if this works. I embedded the video of the test, and I'm not sure if I can get it done for you. I don't know why it's going backwards. Okay. Okay, I apologize for the jerkiness of the video over the feed. So, yeah, the test is going to be completed. The numbers are correlated. Everything's going to FAA, and we're at the end of the road in this thing. Those were actually the pictures of the monitors there that had all the numbers. They were right in line with the test engine that was done at another facility. So I think we're there, and pending any issues from the FAA, we should be in business very shortly.
Thank you, Marv. Any questions on the test engine?
I've got a couple of questions. Marv, the original facility was just a 1-story building, and I assume the exhaust just went horizontally out. Is the two-story portion so that the exhaust is routed vertically instead of horizontally, or what is the purpose of that?
Actually, as you can see here on the, this is the facility. This is the engine test cell on the right. That's actually up and running. This is actually a bigger cell, and they share one control room here. The way it is, the air comes in this direction, down from the clean air comes in, and that's the reason it comes from the top. So, and then it goes out the back of the facility. This is, and the same with this cell. This will be the next cell to come up as soon as we need it, and then we can move over to the second building here. Looking forward to working with in the near future with the TSTC and their students. This is the latest and greatest in equipment and test equipment. So it's going to be neat to have those students come over and work with TIA. He expressed in the past an interest in doing so. This was actually the future from the eyes of the TSTC students and their graphics department of what it could look like in the future as we move forward. So, I mean, it's great. It's a huge and great addition to our airport, and have great confidence that we're going to be able to, make some money off this thing and diversify our revenue stream. And of course, when we do that, it allows us to control costs to our air carriers, which is very important to us to keeping great air service.
Marv, as they get into the architectural design of it, we have a design code. Why don't we give them our design code and ask them to conform to the design code that has been developed for the airport and the Aerotropolis and so forth, rather than whatever they want to come up with?
Yeah, realize, Richard, this is our facility at this point, so we'll probably, do paint the facility or do something to clean it up. We want to put our logo on it, our name on it, but it is fairly remote from the Aerotropolis portion of it. It's actually on the air side. So I don't know if we'll get it to look or want to spend a lot of money on making it look prettier than
we've got a design code, and it would be a good exercise for their students to read a design code and then design accordingly. I mean, that's what they should be training for, is to be able to look at a design code and say, okay, let's make it conform. And
yeah,
I mean, the cost will be any different.
Oh yeah, that would be a good exercise for them. That's for sure. I'll reach out to their graphics design professor or instructor and see what their thoughts are. This is actually just what they came up back several years ago when they were out here, and just to clean it up, and we utilized it to promote the facility and what it would look like in marketing, when it was done. But it could be a top-rate facility and definitely, like I said, a revenue stream for the airport. Any other questions on the test cell?
Yeah, Marv, this is Rolando. Can you go back a couple of pictures to the interior, a few more, please? Keep right there. So this after picture, help me understand when somebody other than TIA wants to use this facility, what of this equipment is Valley Air Nationals and they can lease from us, and what is brought in by a test engine outfit?
Sure. And let me move this out of the way, and I can easily tell you that the only piece of equipment is that they're going to be bringing in is the engine and the prop. They'll have their own prop and their engine. They bring it in for testing. All of this equipment, everything else you see is VIA's equipment. And eligible to be leased out to qualified participants or company. So the engine and the prop are the only thing that is actually brought in for by that particular leasee at that time. Did that answer your question, Rolando?
Yep, that does.
Okay.
Anything else
Moving right
on the
along,
test engine? Go ahead, Marv. Thank you.
Moving right along, I just want to let everyone know that our PT program has ended here at the airport. I tried to get the employees to continue with this health and wellness stair climbing thing, but the new elevator is in, and they'd rather go to the gym. I don't understand than utilize the stairs. So we had to stop deducting it out of their paycheck, I guess. But either way, the elevator is a welcome sight to be back. It's taken a long time to get there, but we're all happy that it's here, and our guests are definitely happy it's here as well. Working and up and running. So again, if that was stopping you from coming out and see us, no need to worry anymore. You won't have to climb the stairs. There's the pictures of actually them cleaning out the casing and installing the new hydraulic jack. Any questions? Okay, moving right along, went to the our measures all here at the airport for the COVID preparation. We're doing everything that we've get started from the very beginning, and we haven't let up at all. Public and service announcements a couple months ago were actually put in the terminal building, reminding people to social distance and the requirement to wear a mask inside the terminal building. So I think we have everything in place, working closely with our airline partners. As Trey had said earlier, they're happy of what our partnership as well as everything that's been done out here, as Vicky alluded to earlier as well. I had never seen the terminal building this clean. I feel very safe in the terminal building, and I too had traveled over the last couple of months through Houston and Denver. Jose and I were up there, as well as Cincinnati, and it's been a huge improvement at airports nationwide. It's always been my pet peeve, having dirty restrooms and dirty terminal buildings, but airports nationwide have really stepped up to the plate to make sure that everything is clean and hygienic and no touch, all sorts of things. So kudos for all the airports out there that have stepped up to the plate and did it. So nothing's really changed on our implementation measures, but we're continuing doing everything that we've got done here on a regular basis.
Marv, how is the mask wearing requirement enforced? Do you have employees asking folks to mask up if they're not, or how's that looked at?
Yes, actually, all of our staff, our janitorial staff, if they feel comfortable, they will actually, approach the person and ask them kindly to make sure that they know they have to wear a mask. But our officers are patrolling the terminal building as well. And if our employee doesn't feel comfortable, they'll contact the officer. We had initially maybe one or two issues, but I haven't heard of one, and Brian, maybe you can chime in there. I haven't heard of one since in the last 30 to 60 days. Everybody seems to be compliant. When I flew to those two cities, Denver and also to Cincinnati, I didn't see any problems whatsoever on the plane and in the airport. Everyone was wearing a mask, contrary to some of the news reports.
Thank you.
Marv, forgive me before we leave that item, but yeah, I really do hope that there's a means for our officers to be to have available to them some sort of training. I can imagine, and I hope the world, in particular us, will be transitioning back to normal over the next 2 quarters, and in that transition, you're going to have people that potentially will want to have a discussion with some of these officers as to why they're not wearing a mask. And I would just like for us to try to find a means to make sure we're properly trained to understand how to manage that situation without making the news. But I'm just foreseeing as vaccines roll out and as the population tries to start moving around and trying to figure out which way's up with masks, that's going to play a role. And so the enforcement of a mandate is important to the general public, and at the same time, I'm sure there's means and methods to manage that without necessarily making the evening news. So hopefully there's something that your police chief and officers at the airport are looking into in terms of additional training and situation management. Thank you.
Realize, yeah, that's the point well taken. All of our officers are certified police officers, and we continuously engage them in their need to be tactful and understand what what the passenger is doing, and that they may be there might be anxiety in flying and all sorts of things that happen that our passengers. They've been very good with passengers in the past, but point well taken, and we I didn't think about that, but we will definitely meet with them and look at training as well, to see if we can make sure that they have the people skills to they'll need to deal with that issue. Okay, real quickly, moving right along, the events attended, a lot of them were virtual, but we continue to meet with the city on, now it's Mondays and Wednesdays, it's not Fridays, I apologize for that. That changed, but in the morning, just to go over a COVID response with Dan and all of the city department heads, it's been really good for me because it finally got me to meet everyone at one, so it's been a good thing. And work with the city. Meeting with TIA, we continue to go over that with the test cell. Of course, I have my meetings with Dan, on a regular basis, tell him what's going on at the airport, and he, of course, informs me what's going on in the city. The city Harlingen Fire Chief interviews. I appreciate Dan allowing me to participate in that for the new fire chief. It was a great experience, and feel comfortable that we're moving in the right direction. We had a meeting in Denver, Colorado with our Air Service Development consultant, Mike Boyd, to go over strategic planning as we move forward in this new recovery era. We have also participated in the mayor's legislative meeting and actually put our legislative priorities for the state in that plan. We have meetings again with the TSA, like I said earlier, with Ed, and continue to make sure that we're abiding by all our necessary regulations, our 1542 requirements for security at the airport. We had interviews, several interviews. I know I don't think it's on here, but I know that Jose has done a few interviews that were showcased on Facebook as well, and I had an interview with Channel 5. Talking about the safety at the airport, and took them through the terminal building, showing them all the things that we're doing here to protect the passengers. FAA Zoom meeting, got to meet the new regional director for the ADO office. He's got a lot of experience coming from Washington and the South region, I believe it was. So we look forward to working with them on our projects moving forward. And he says there shouldn't be any hiccups whatsoever moving forward, and the runway extension, everything that we've got planned is still moving ahead. I had the opportunity to talk with the students at the MMA Academy. That was a great opportunity, and I think the mayor may have suggested I go there because I got a call, and it was a great opportunity to talk about my experience in the Marine Corps and how I got to where I am now, and making sure that they keep their nose to the grindstone and be focused and make sure that they're doing everything they can to make things happen for themselves. So very, 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 it was a lot of fun, actually. There was more trees in the room. I haven't seen that many trees for a long time. The camouflage, I mean. So airline development strategy group Zoom meeting. Again, we continue to work on with our airlines and our airline partners and position ourselves the best we can to help our airlines here through this crisis. Meeting with TSA reps. Again, we had another meeting to go over an action plan as we get tested continuously, just like everything else. We continuously adapt and make sure that everybody's doing what they need to do to make sure we're in compliance. So that was a very good meeting as well. But it was a busy couple of months, and as you can see, this is just kind of the highlights of what we've been doing. So any questions?
Marv and Mayor Boswell, is there anything in that legislative meeting that the board can support, can help with, can at least have a sense of awareness in case we run into the people that are going to be running up to Austin? And when does the legislative session start, Mayor?
Starts January, but we'll share the legislative agenda that has been developed, and we thank Marv for participating in that process and providing us with some items for the legislative agenda. And so we've got that I think pretty much put to bed now. We had our third and final meeting. Well, I would say final, but the third meeting to develop the agenda just last week. And so we'll circulate that to all of the board members, and we appreciate your input. And I think when you see the agenda that Marv put together, you'll understand that the issues that may come up that we would want to communicate to our legislative delegation. So thank you again, Marv.
You're welcome, Mayor.
Anything else on the director's report? If nothing else, Gene, once again, please help me. Do we take action to go into executive session, or do we simply declare it?
No, you need a motion to go in. When you come out, you don't need a motion because you can't take action while you're in.
Thank you, Gene. Moving on to agenda item number 8, executive session for discussion, seek attorney's advice and possible action on the following 3 items. Government Code 551-072, Texas Government Code to review the airport rental accommodation program. Government Code 551.087, deliberation regarding air service, economic development negotiations. Government Code 551-074, Texas Government Code regarding personnel matters, Director of Aviation's evaluation, assignment, and duties. Do we have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
We have
Second.
a motion. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any by like sign. Marv, the motion passes. Let's move into executive session, please.
Okay, if you give me a moment to make sure that we confirm the feed has been discontinued, live feed as well, Rolando. And I apologize, Commissioner Fuente, if I didn't see you in the waiting room there. It's hard to see everything and talk at the same time, but I hope you weren't waiting long.
Good morning.
Commissioner, welcome